parents, I'm Dr. Deanna, and today I'm here to share strategies with you to grow your child's reading this summer without worksheets, pressures, or battles. So let's dig in. Now this video is really geared towards parents whose children may be on track in reading, but if you have a child that is struggling with reading and really having some challenges with learning how to read, these are definitely tips that you can incorporate too. But I also encourage you to check out some of my other how-to videos, and don't miss my sister channel, Dr. Deanna's Learning for Littles, where I do lessons and episodes, full lessons for littles ages 3 to 8, based on the science of reading. So I invite you to check that out as well. But today we're going to dive into ways to keep reading and growing in their love of learning alive during your summer right now, right here. Make no mistake, even if your child is on track with their reading development, every summer children tend to lose a little bit of their learning. It's called the summer slide, and it's pretty normal for kids, but there are some fun ways that we can prevent this without battles, without worksheets. And today I want to dive into some strategies that I used with my boys when they were little to prevent the summer slide, keep them engaged, and to get them back into the learning groove. Whether, when we were about elementary age, my boys were going to in-person school. So this got them staying on track so that they could jump right back into the learning no matter what else was going on. So the great news about this, even though summer slide sounds like eek, is that you can grow your child's reading in just a few minutes a day. It doesn't have to be complicated, and it definitely doesn't have to be long, drawn out lessons. In fact, we definitely don't want long, drawn out lessons, because that is going to become a point of contention and battle with your child. We want learning to be something that our children don't just do as kids. We want them to grow in their learning and learn that learning is for life. And so we can do this in a really fun, engaging way that doesn't feel like school. So here are some ideas that you can do in just 15 minutes a day. Reading together. Did you know that children that have a parent or an adult that reads to them every day have a bigger vocabulary? I mean, this is not rocket science, right? I mean, it makes sense. And typically that's because when we read out loud to children, we tend to read books that they wouldn't read independently. So we're introducing them to vocabulary that they may not be able to read and decode on their own, but if you're reading it to them, they're getting that language development from you. So even though reading to your child doesn't teach them how to read and decode, it does teach them how to be a reader. And remember, reading is not just about decoding. Reading is about enjoying and analyzing and understanding text. And so don't underestimate the power of reading to your children every single day. And this is something you can do 10 minutes. This can make a huge impact. Another way that you can incorporate some really great book time for your kids is to keep a little book basket in your car. We did this. It was fantastic. My boys would keep books they wanted to read in there. Sometimes I would add a few in, and that actually was a win-win. I'm not saying it would work for all kids, but it's something to try, and it can be super helpful on those car rides, especially if you want to get them off their screens just a little bit. Another thing that you can do in a very natural way, and it's not necessarily how I encourage all reading instruction to be done, but calling attention to things on environmental print, like, when you're out to dinner at the restaurant or at the grocery store, finding, phonics that they've learned, like maybe they've learned the SH goes shh, and you see the SH brother on a label and you point that out. Oh my goodness, there's the SH brother. Do you remember what that says? And that's a very natural way to just include it in your day. And it doesn't need to be, or shouldn't even be, all the time. You definitely want it to be a natural thing. You don't want to feel like you always have to be like on. Sometimes you need to rest too. But looking for those opportunities can be a great way, not only to help your child engage in remembering phonics, but also you're teaching them something even more important, and that's how to engage with environmental print and text, which is part of what reading really is all about. So those are 3 ways I encourage you in very minimalistic, simple terms, under 15 minutes a day, to engage in reading activities with your child.